Ladies and gentlemen, feast your eyes on the future of your frontier. This here's the Winchester 1873, the finest repeating rifle this side of the Mississippi. 15 rounds in the magazine, fires as fast as you can lever it. Why, it'll make a man a legend or a corpse in half a heartbeat. This beauty's chambered in 4440, same as your trusty Colt, so you'll never be short of ammo. Outlaws, grizzlies, this rifle's got the range, the power to drop them at 100 yards. Who's here man enough to tame it?
Mister, I'll take that challenge.
All righty then.
Well, that's quite the introduction there. Thank you, Blackjack. And howdy all you cowboys, cowgirls, gunfighters, and gamblers. Welcome to another episode of JEDiTV. Now, I have so much shooting footage. Literally hours and hours of stages that I've filmed, but I haven't had time or I haven't made the time to edit and share with you all. And part of that is finding an entertaining way to present some of those stages to you. Something that you'll want to watch more than once and perhaps even share with your friends. I've found that if I just film a match, like let's say this, the 2025 standoff at Smoky Point, and maybe I even use that as the title for the episode. An episode like that is going to get a few hundred views initially, say within the first weekend by my loyal fan base, and then slowly climb to a few thousand views within the next month or so. But after that, the views dry up to next to nothing. And there's a few reasons for that. Like, it's not an evergreen title. For example, if I call it Ruger Vaqueros for cowboy action shooting, are they any good? Actually, that's a pretty good title. If I haven't used that, I think I will. That title is something that is searchable. Someone out there would likely type that or some combination of those words into YouTube and search for a video on that subject. And a video like that will continue to get views as it's a little bit more evergreen than, say, 2025 Standoff at Smoky Point or 2024 Washington State Cowboy Action Shooting Championships. I've discovered that those aren't topics that a lot of people search for. But then again, I can't use Ruger Vaquero or 1851 Navy in every title, right? I mean, to my way of thinking, that just wouldn't make sense. So I have to find a creative title, something that's either searchable or interesting enough that folks want to click on it should YouTube decide to throw my thumbnail out to a new viewer and potential subscriber. It's why a lot of content creators go with real clickbait, the clickbait thumbnails and the clickbait titles. And I'm not a fan of that. On the flip side, I'm not a big fan of spending several hours editing a video not to have it getting a lot of views. So that weighs on me when I look at this footage and I consider presenting it to you. What makes this interesting? It can't be just another cowboy action shooting stage with no context or story. Something like that is going to get a few hundred views and then disappear off the algorithm. And if it doesn't generate views, it doesn't generate revenue, and it doesn't generate new subscribers. But there's hope. I have some good stages for y'all with what I hope will be interesting thumbnails and clickable titles. And again, hopefully once you click into the video, they will be engaging. Like this stage. Christmas Carol, tell us how to shoot it.
Guns. Rifle loaded 10 rounds, staged safely on horse. 1 extra round on person. Shotgun. Open and empty, stage safely on horse. 2 or more rounds on person as needed. Pistols. Loaded 5 rounds each and holstered. Shooting order is rifle, shotgun, pistol. Shooter, standing behind the horse, hands at side. Say the line, I'll take that Challenge Mister. Load 11th round anytime after the beep. From behind the horse with rifle, starting at any end, Nevada sweep the rifle targets for 10 rounds. Shoot the bonus target for a 5-second bonus. No bonus is awarded if the target doesn't fall down. From table 1 with shotgun, from anywhere between the horse and table 1, knock down the shotgun fallers. Place the shotgun safely on table 1. From table 1 with pistols, shoot the fallers off. Any remaining pistol rounds place on the dump plate. Dump plate misses are misses. If any plates remain on the star with the shotgun, make up any star misses.
Okay, this is great. It's got a lot of reactive targets. This will be a good stage to get us started. And I'll go first.
I'll take that challenge.
Stand by! Go down! There you go. 4-4, 8-6.
So that went pretty well. I was happy with my rifle work. I got the bonus and shot the stage clean, which is to say, no misses and no procedural penalties. Really, about the only thing odd change in the way I shot that stage was how I approached the pistols, which you'll hear from my reaction right after shooting the stage.
Where I lost my big time was sticking around aiming at those plates.
You have to aim?
No, but I did.
Jed I.
I knew I took too much time aiming and trying to hit those last two plates. I should have picked up my pace and taken riskier shots, knowing that I could make them up with my shotgun, especially when I always go to my shotgun belt for 2 rounds anyways. If I had to go there for the first one, it would have taken next to no time at all to pull the second trigger for the second makeup shot. But before I beat myself up too badly, let's see how one of my direct competitors in the Frontier Cartridge Gunfighter category does on this stage. This is Cold Hand Leo, a gunfighter who came over from Finland to shoot this year's standoff at Smoky Point. And something worth mentioning, Leo didn't fly over with his own gear, so he's using borrowed equipment to shoot this match. That can always be a bit of a challenge. Something else I think is worth mentioning, you'll see some footage of Leo's run that was shot from another, closer angle. That footage came from my friend Madam Pinkerton. She did some filming at this match with her iPhone and then airdropped it to me at the end of the match. And I really appreciate it as it gives us another perspective on the stage. So where I have that footage, I'll use it, and if I remember, I'll label it appropriately. Cold Hand Leo, you're up.
4.
Makeup with shotgun on it. The other foot.
Mike! Oh, it's a jam.
Yeah. Oh, bummer.
Mount down. Sorry, I didn't see that.
So like I mentioned, Leo is using borrowed guns and ammo, and it looks like the cartridge length was a little bit off, causing the rifle to lock up. This can be a difficult jam to fix on the clock, especially if you don't have the right tools on your belt. Leo declares the firearm as broken and moves on, leaving 8 unfired rounds in the tube, which equates to 40 seconds worth of penalty. Each unfired round counts as a 5-second miss added to his time. That stage is going to be a hard one to recover from. And that's unfortunate because Cold Hand Leo, as you can see by the way he handled the rest of the stage, is a really good shooter. And as regular viewers know, when I go to one of these big matches, I try to film a different shooter on every stage. That way we get to see a full variety of shooting styles and gear. So when I film you on that stage, that's it. That's your one shot at that match for us to see your performance. It's too much work to try to film a shooter on multiple stages to get their best one, especially when there are 12 to 15 shooters on each posse, and that match takes place over the course of several days. I would end up with an even more overwhelming amount of data. Not to mention, I'd have to carry extra batteries and possibly even an extra storage card to film all of those shooters. But I'm making an exception here. Leo traveled a long way. He's a fan of the show, and I want his friends back home in Finland to see him perform at his best. And trust me when I tell you that you will be impressed at his shooting skills. I know I was. There were 5 of us shooting in the Frontier Cartridge Gunfighter category at this match. And I'll post the scores from this stage for our category on screen now. As you can see, Lightfoot came out on top, but he's shooting on another posse, as are both Nellie Bell and Cletus. So unless I find someone that has footage of them that I can swipe, we won't see them in this series. And I'm not going to spoil anything on this episode, except to say that Leo does make up some of that 40 seconds he lost on this stage. Stay tuned. I'm Jed. This is JEDiTV, and I'll see you in some other place, in some other time.
All right, now you're going to hear more about my family history than you ever really wanted to know. Mainly because I got the microphone and I got a captive audience. My grandfather, my maternal grandfather, had actually served on the USS Arizona. Obviously got off before December 7th, 1941. But he was still around. He was quite a character. I knew him well. His brother-in-law was my great-uncle Earl. Earl had been a Marine, another one, and actually went to fight when we did the Banana Wars in Haiti. And he was quite a character, too. Well, fast forward to 1932, right at the end of Prohibition. These two goofy, well, they weren't old coots then, but they were still coots. These two old guys decided they were going to be bootleggers. And this is actually real. So, Grandpa, he gets some good ideas and some not so good ideas. One of his good ideas was he discovered if he put his moonshine in square jugs, he could get more in a given area to transport. So on his street name was Square Jug Hall. The real old-timers might remember the Cowboy shooter Square Jug Hall. That's my first cousin. Anyway, that was one of his good ideas. One of his not-so-good ideas was they rented a house in North Marysville, not too far from where we are now, and for some reason decided to put the still inside the house. In the meantime, my great-uncle, the guy that had been in Haiti, over on the Washington coast in a place called Keyport, I think it's still there, we had the U.S. Navy torpedo station where they serviced and futzed around and did things with Navy torpedoes. But back then, the Navy torpedoes ran on little alcohol engines. So they were fueled by absolute pure grain alcohol. You ever heard the term torpedo juice? That's where it came from. So Grandpa's over here in Marysville in a rental house with his still inside, making his square jug liquor, And Uncle Earl is stealing booze from the Navy to help fortify it. I mean, what could go wrong here, right? So they're going, they actually had a pretty good business going until where nobody was exactly sure, but all of a sudden, and right after that, my family moved to Mukilteo. Not as big a boom as I'd hoped for, but what are you going to do?
Flame goes good.
Yeah, I got lots of flames this time.